y'all are headed down the mountain. As you head further down, it's less rocky and starts to get a bit more silt underfoot. As you're passing through the clouds, there's dirt and there's muck here. And you start to smell some combination of a wet ash and rot. And like, you didn't come up this mountain. You came across to this mountain originally across from other mountains, following the paths along the top. And so you weren't expecting it to be quite so grey-brown down here. You weren't expecting there to be vines with fur and fetid puddles as you head down.
So Sunan fits right in. If it's all
I was about to say, I think Raindrop like cocks their head and looks at Sunan and is like, "You're home?"
Sunan looks at you for a moment and shakes their head and is like, "I travel."
Your egg?
Don't know where my egg is.
Nephthys conks her head. You don't come from eggs, do you?
I sort of like shake my head.
You're the only member of the party who doesn't.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god, you're right.
Actually, I don't either, as we discovered last episode.
We established.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. No, shit, sorry. Yeah, you're right. No, that's true. Yeah, but regardless, I think.
I like shake my head and I'm like, no, I was just using the language that Raindrop uses.
And I think Raindrop, like, meanwhile, not even paying attention to the two of you, has, like, come up close to you and, like, does the bird nuzzle thing against your shoulder and then, like, pats you on the, like, reaches up and pats you on the shoulder with one little bird talony hand and is like, "It okay. Raindrop a lost egg too." And then they just, and then they just go on ahead.
How many different voices was that right there?
Like 10, right? Like.
When you do that, like Sunan like doesn't like you, when you touch them, like you notice how and this is probably like a thing that you've noticed if you've touched them before, like they're always like this, is that like all of their muscles are like super like tense, and they don't soften at all when you like pat them. They just sort of stay really like kind of stoic and just sort of like look at you, and then like when you say that, they're like, thank you, but it's fine, I'm not sad about it.
But what if I make you dissatisfied about it and get that sweet Dharma? No.
So since we've been walking for a while and we're no longer in like the high altitude, I think Nephthys probably notices that Sunan is still kind of tired and not 100%. So as we're slithering along, she like slings her quarterstaff off her back, and holds it out to Sunan and says, "You look tired. Use this."
Yeah, I think Sunan just takes it from you and sort of gives you a nod and is like, "Don't you need it?"
She like cracks her knuckles.
And I just sort of like nod again. Yeah. And I'm like, thank you. And as soon as I sort of like put it down on the ground, like I immediately
start leaning on it.
Yeah.
So you get down to a point where the path seems to disappear into these big wide puddles that are almost like rivers between the like mounds where the trees come up and amongst but they're probably not that deep, right? They're probably pretty shallow.
How shallow are we talking here?
I mean, it's hard to tell. They're brackish and covered in like dust. That's the problem. But they can't be like your assumption is they can't be that deep.
I have to compensate for the fact I'm 3 feet tall.
I would like to
I'm
establish
pretty sure
a
you're 3
fact
feet
about
and 1
Garuda.
inch.
Yeah. 3 feet 1 inch.
Sorry, Luke.
I would like to establish a fact about Garuda. Because it is my understanding, I might just be totally wrong here. Like, I know there are insects that do this and lizards that do this. I believe there are also birds that can run over the surface of water.
Not as far as I'm aware.
There's definitely lizards what can do it.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I don't know. I just for some reason in my head I have this memory. I could just be like, memory is weird. I could just be totally making this up.
There-
of like a gif of like a bird just like flapping its wings, like running across the surface of a pond.
I mean,
Might be
that's
from a Ghibli movie.
Yeah, but like you can't fly. That's what they're doing. It's a flying thing.
But I have very light bones.
Yeah, but the lizards
you
that
could
can
do
do
the
it
thing
are
of,
like
like,
3 inches tall.
I think you could do the thing of like the fact that you can't fly is what is the
Is the complicating
differentiator.
factor, yeah.
But if there were lily pads and things, you could. I think a Garuda could
Yeah.
stand on those.
Yeah, right. So like I could. Yeah, I like even with like a really thin layer of ice or something, I would be like just fine padding across. But like I can't run on nothing. Yeah, no, that's legit.
I don't know, I've seen many videos of ducks failing to walk on frozen lakes.
I'm not a duck, I'm a raven. Excuse you, giant slow worm. Like,
Wow. Thank you, Jada. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Western grebies can walk on
Grebes.
water. Groups.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it.
aha! I remembered a thing.
Yep.
I'm good at
Yeah.
memory.
But I don't think. But you
don't
are
think
not
a
a
raven,
grebe.
yeah.
You are a raven, as you stated.
That's true. That's fair.
But yeah, no, like I think, and that's the thing is that you can see like there are. I think there are like floating on these like big wide puddle like rivers. There are like sections of bracken and like moss
Clumps of dirt and shit.
and clumps of
Yeah.
dirt that are just floating on top that you could probably like hop between, but not, but probably not stand on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to keep my momentum up. Yeah. Alright, cool. It's good to know. Good to know.
We're already having canon how you run, so.
We already know what you look like. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you're down here. I think you spot now that you're like down at effectively ground level. You start seeing that in amongst the like dark grey, there are like colourful flowers. Like bright blue and yellow petals with like red centers, just like flowering off of these hairy vines. And I think you also hear like the sounds of life down here, the buzzing of mosquitoes, and something somewhere slithers or hisses.
Do I understand what it's saying?
I turn and look at Nephthys.
Nephthys, you speak snake.
Of course I speak snake.
Cool.
Yeah, right. Like I can
am
talk
a
to birds.
snake.
I can talk to birds. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, something is very annoying.
The real question is, can she talk to lizards?
Yeah, that's
No.
the real question. Something is very annoyed at having lost the opportunity for dinner.
I take out from my pack a small like wrapped wrapped package. It's wrapped in like seaweed, and I say in the direction of this voice in Snake. I have something I can share. Naga delicacy.
Trick, large one. Away.
Raindrop is slightly off the path, playing around in the vines.
Of course you are. Yeah.
Or rather, more specifically, I am plucking flowers off the vines and weaving them into a flower crown.
Cool. I assumed that you're also like
course.
hanging upside down off of a vine, but that's.
I think I'm perched on a tree stump.
Oh yeah. Cool.
No,
Down here.
just like watching everyone else pass by.
Down here, Raindrop, you can tell that the magical signature heads downstream where the puddle gets wider and the trees don't emerge as much from it.
Yeah, cool.
I think there is a sign at the bottom of the where the path descends into the water. There's like a sign showing you like take this road to the nearby town. And it's like, okay, great.
Yeah.
And I think Emily, I think Sunan recognizes the name of the town.
From the job.
Yeah.
Yep. How far do we think
Is there a handy little distance marker as well?
Yeah, I think it's
5 miles or 5
no,
feet.
I think it's like at least a day, if not 2. Right? It's a long way. Yeah.
But presumably I wouldn't want to go to the town. I'd want to go to wherever this missing person is.
I mean, yeah, the question is, are you just going to go and do the job, or are you going to go and take the job from the town first?
Don't really have time.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean, it depends, because if we decide that we have time, I mean, we just like. This isn't really like
Then
a
it might be an
hex
opium den.
type game. Isn't this just like we decide we're going to go to the town, so we go to the town and maybe we
Not
get into
today,
trouble?
not in autumn.
Okay.
In autumn, we will do it like section by section.
It'll be just
Not
like
that we
Stone
probably
Mountain.
don't have time.
So Nephthys is still like trying to communicate with her snake friend.
I think frightened is a stretch.
She wants it to be a snake friend.
Thank you. Aspirational.
So she slithers over to like another like fallen tree or something, and places this wrapped package on the tree. And says, "No tricks, only lunch. An exchange for information."
Yeah. And this, I think, yeah, a little brown snake with 2 orange stripes down its belly, and little T-Rex arms, comes out and like slithers. It's probably like, it's like a corn snake, right? Like, and it comes out and wraps itself around the package and starts sniffing it, and like trying to work out and poison, like trying to work out whether or not it's safe.
So Nephthys pulls down like a leaf of the seaweed, and it's just mice, like dead mice wrapped up in seaweed, and pulls one of the mice out and like just drops it whole into her mouth and swallows it.
Yeah, and the little snakes, snake creatures, like pupils, like dilate and constrict as it like watches you. Do you want to roll cups for me? Roll heart.
Yeah. I get a 10.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, it eagerly
Pass the roll.
We made a friend.
Yeah, it eagerly starts. Its eyes constrict and like and then pinprick and like do that thing where it's paying attention, and then it just like looks, just goes, and then just starts like engorging a mouse, and like then it looks up at you with the back half of a mouse and the like tail poking out of its mouth, and it's like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And Nephthys says, when you're done, perhaps you can tell us about the marsh. What dangers lurk where the power lies? You seek a queen.
Pardon?
And magic.
Yeah, and it like
But there's still the little mouse tail.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks up and you goes, this marsh nice, cursed marsh.
Curse.
Yeah, and it says, marsh never freezes, not even in winter. And it says, owls, burrows, not come here. Burrows stay away.
I love this NPC. This is my new favorite NPC. That goblin lady was mean, but I love the snake.
And it's like, summer,
nice,
summer, it not get, summer, it not get dry. Stay nice and mug.
Legit.
Is there anything else I need to ask small snake person?
It's like, and the snake's like, I find nice tree full of little birds. I climb up there, wiggle, wiggle. I wait there. So I wait there. When water go up, when water come up nice and high, all the little birds come in tree. Nom, 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 nom.
Nephthys says, I've grown not quite fond of bird anymore.
Okay, at this point we cut to Raindrop drops down onto Sunan's shoulders from an overhanging bough. Like a child, like riding like piggyback but on their parents' like shoulders instead, and takes this flower crown and puts it on Sunan's head so Sunan matches the landscape, and then just like loses their balance and falls off with a squawk and lands in the mud, and then kind of gets up in a huff all like muddy and like rearranges their robes and like tries to smooth their feathers down and look really cool, like that was intentional.
Oh my goodness. I think
Sunan just sort of looks like kind of a bit like shocked and flustered, and is like
the most emotion you've shown.
and
it is like trying to look. It is very obviously trying to cover up like the fact that it made them feel very out of breath for this to happen, because they don't want to make you like sad because they know that you're playing.
Friendship right in the fields.
So they don't smile at you, but they try not to frown at you.
Yeah, like that's yeah. I mean, I feel like for us, that's progress. That's a gesture.
Nephthys, I think do you finish your conversation?
Yes, yeah. So I try and finish it up by saying, like, we're looking for a lost queen. A day away, maybe. Have you heard anything in the trees?
Yeah, I think that you have to use a word that you know the snake's not going to understand, though. Like, it does not understand the word queen. There is no real way to explain that. Other than, like,
Mother.
like you use the word mother, I think, right? And it's like, and snakes like many mothers in the forest, many lay eggs, nests. But then it's like, it's like, you will find your way. It's like, you are very big, many eyes, much food. You'll be okay. It's like, and I think as the snake like grabs another mouse in its like little claws and like starts to head off, it says to you, may great uncle of the swamp bless you. It says, may great uncle of the swamp bless you and not drown you, and wanders off.
That was great. I wrap up my little mouse package and put it back in my pouch.
Your little snack pack.
Yeah.
I love that, like, by a certain snakish logic, apparently we've just found snake heaven, so we should just put your master's jar in the water and leave it here. We did the quest, everyone! We beat Court of Swords, the micro
I don't know if
RPG.
we've actually established that my master was a Narca.
Yeah.
We haven't established.
Yeah, but like the snake just basically told us this was heaven. Like, we did it. We fit it. We solved the riddle.
Yeah. From a certain perspective, this
From
is
a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
so
Kenobi would definitely do it.
Yeah.
I think when the snake sort of, exactly. When the snake kind of moves away, I turn to Nephthys and I say, "Did you learn anything?"
Nephthys says, I think maybe more power in this marsh than we expected. Seems to be unaffected by passing the seasons.
Oh,
Magic
interesting.
here.
Probably a lot of dead things here. Maybe I can find some more advice.
A voice
Many
pipes up.
drowned travelers, I expect.
A voice pipes up, and in Sunan's voice it says, "I've heard of that kind of magic." And but when you turn to look, like, Rainbow is just like right on the edge of like the furthest, like right next to the sign, just staring into the like rivery like puddle, just like staring very intently at their own reflection.
Iago, what has like drawn you off the path and away from the others?
I'm trying to find a spot that isn't so wet.
Cool.
The
Good luck.
wetness, like this entire area is like the antithesis to the city of brass and the deserts that I'm used to, raised in.
Yeah, and you spot like one of the trees has like got a nice little hillock under it, and you're like, oh, I'll go over and sit over there, and like you sit down and you're like, okay, cool, I can just like not be damp for a second, and then you like look up, and like opposite you, leaned against another tree, almost like in parody, is this long dead body. It's like a bog body that's like sat half out of the half out of like the chest deep mud, and just like staring, not quite at you, but like where your head would be if you were taller. Yeah, and it's like clutched a hold of like this this like little leather satchel. It's like just staring.
Don't stay in the quick mud.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
A
dead thing to talk to.
Yeah. But that leather satchel, I have to
Find your own dead friends. Todd made this friend.
So I immediately get up,
Fair,
like, brush the water off me and go investigate, try and grab that satchel without.
I mean,
stepping in
they're,
the mud.
so they are. The water comes up to their rib cage.
Okay. And they're
You
sitting.
don't know if
No,
they're
no,
sitting
they're
or
sitting.
if they're standing.
All right. I look around, try and find like a long branch that's fallen.
You can grab a branch.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and hook the leather satchel
That sounds like
out of their
body.
hands. Okay.
Let's do a dex check. I mean, yeah, you get it out of their hands and it falls into the water.
Okay. I'm going.
Okay.
Just like stab it like down in the water, trying to like grab it, like pulling up, and all of a sudden making a bunch of noise. There's splashing of water, and damn it!
At one point you your stick comes out, and it has like some kind of creature, like some kind of amphibious manta ray creature, like stabbed onto it. It's probably like dinner plate sized. And it's flapping around, flailing, and there's this horrible like I think the blood like liquid that's like dribbling down the stick is actually like clear and like more like mucus than blood.
I assume we hear Iago making a bunch of noise also, so I'm gonna
When
like
the noise
go
stops,
toward that.
Iago hears the noise of slashing water from the distance because Raindrop is imitating the noise.
Iago, yeah, like who hears you first, the most, whatever? Who do you want that to be?
Who do you want to have a scene with?
That's the question.
Yeah, I think Nephthys, actually.
Yeah, Nephthys, you hear
Okay.
you hear the sound of like a swamp creature, like flapping and slipping, and like that. That's a sound that your snake ears like pick up really easily. You like head around. You just need to like lean around a tree because you're 15 feet long to see Iago like wrestling with this stick with a thing on the end.
So how badly, like, is it like just like on the edge I clipped it, or is it like main, like center of the body that I stabbed into it?
I think it's the equivalent to like being stabbed through the shoulder.
Okay.
You've got the murder skill, Todd. You can do better.
Hey, I know, that's exactly, like I pull it up and just pull out the knife and just right,
Yep.
like where the brain stem would, I think, would
Yeah,
be.
you just kill it. It's dead.
Yep.
I feel like having a thing pinioned on a stake counts as having it at your mercy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's out of its element.
You did it.
Yeah.
You did your first real roguing.
Yeah. So
You landed a
Nephthys
weird fish.
slithers up beside you and looks at this dead body, and then like looks down at you, Iago, and says, "Not safe to wander off by yourself."
Trying to get dry. I hate this dampness.
I understand. I too spent most of my life in a very dry place.
Poke the body with the stick. There's a leather satchel they had dropped into the water when I was trying to get it.
Can I put my tail in the water and like use
I mean,
it
the problem
to
is
fish out the satchel?
the problem is like finding it, seeing it, perceiving it. Like,
Can I do my vibrations?
ooh,
I mean, is it moving?
I don't
on,
think
like,
that applies because it's water. You're not a water snake.
Okay.
Well, I think she was trying to describe like scoop, like having her tail like scoop along the edge and bring up like an entire section.
I mean, she tries that and it doesn't come up.
Okay.
I mean, on that point, I would just like to say, like, water conducts vibration, like water transmits vibrations far easier than Earth does.
Yes, but
So
Yeah, but I'm not used to like my senses aren't tuned to.
So is that a mind roll then to like work through the confusion?
It sounds like it's a mind roll to search for it.
it would be
I definitely
a
have to-
mind
Would just
or a
hunt for
it
it.
would be a mind or a body, depending on how you're doing it. If you're going in there with your hands and like putting your head under the water,
I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lean over this pond and I'm just gonna pull the body out.
yeah, cool. So like from where they're
Roll
from,
a grapple.
from below their from below the like water line, they're quite like eaten at or whatever, but the body is really light. It's preserved because of like the weird chemicals in the swamp. But yeah, like this person must have been incredibly thin. Like there's no meat on them. And like you notice that after you pull them out, getting them like the initial like pull is really hard, but once you've got them, I think it's very light.
So yeah, I put them down next to the water, and just like offhand say like, Sunan will like to look at this.
Yeah.
And then she says, now about this satchel.
Yeah. And I think out of my, like, I reach around like into this little bag I have and I pull out like some goggles. And I like put them on, like snap them back to my head.
And then I just pick you up by the legs and then dunk your head in the water.
Yeah. Well, I'm like moving to like take off my shirt so it doesn't get wet. I'm just like, oh, okay.
All right.
Too late.
Iago, I need you to roll a body for this.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. Well done. Yeah.
Pretty good.
6.
You find it, you like remember to like breathe out through your nose as you're going down and all of those sorts of things. You come up mucky and damp, but no worse for wear. Holding the satchel in your hands.
Sweet. As soon as I'm back on dry land, I like take off my shirt and like hang it on the branch of the tree so it starts drying, and then I go through the satchel.
Yeah, it's full of pearls. Just huge, like many huge pearls, both white and black.
Like,
Would like a fortune?
I mean,
Like
it's a big number of pearls. It's a lot. It's a valuable satchel.
oh
If-
wait,
If 200 pearls, say, just hypothetically, were added to this pile, would it be an emperor's ransom or whatever wording?
I mean,
was used?
that's up to your judgment.
so I hold up a white and a black pearl, and I hold them up to Nephthys for your help.
Nephthys says, no, oath of poverty.
Sorry, what was it?
An oath of poverty.
Okay. Shrug. Okay, well they're mine now.
Well, for me.
I think like that's the point where Sunan has like finally like made their slow like way over. Like they just happen to appear at the point when like the money has been found or whatever. A mace sort of like come into the space and see the body, see the pearls, and then see the body.
So Nephthys says, Sunan, we found you a friend.
Yeah, they sort of like they make like a kind of a snort, and they say, "Oh, maybe if we have the time, I'll see if they're still around."
I mean, yeah, the body's been like clearly dead for a fairly long time, but who knows about their spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if everyone's all right for me to do it, I might try to speak with the ghost, see if there's a ghost around.
Mm-hmm.
Ask about the.
I look at Iago being soaking wet and his clothes all muddy, and I say maybe this is a good place to make camp.
I like take off my goggles and there's like a ring of dirt.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because we're on like a little hillock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This seems like a good place for us to. If the water levels rise, they might not come all the way up to us.
Good plan. Okay, so I'm conjuring a spirit to talk to it.
You need to make something. You need to sacrifice something to draw it near.
Well, no. This is.
You may conjure a spirit, ghost, or god and bargain with it for their services.
Yeah.
So you can just conjure it, right?
I just conjure it. But then I think what we decided last time is that the conversation, the bargaining, is like happens as though it were with a regular person. Yeah. But presumably.
Sorry. Yeah. Just tell me what it is you offer to lure them.
Yes, I've got to offer something to lure them. Yeah. They had this thing of pearls.
Yeah. Keyword on had.
What do I offer to lure them? I mean, there's the standard sort of stuff that I would have in my like death rites kit. That's like, food offerings and incense and things like that.
Which that's fine. Which thing are you offering?
I think I offer. There is a certain kind of herb in that kit that you would. If you were going to cremate the body, you would cremate the body like with this herb because it cleanses the body. And I think the way that I offer this is that I lay out the corpse for that ritual and like begin to place the herbs to show that like I will cleanse the body of all of its earthly and like spiritual dirt.
Yeah.
I think that's the offering to like cleanse their body.
The body coughs and like retches slightly, its horrible like teeth pulled back, its horrible lips pulled back from its teeth as the skin has shrunk over ages. And yeah, it like coughs and like and like you can see it breathe in the smoke, and it's like it's breathing in the smoke and the coughing is subsiding a little bit, and it turns its head to you, its empty eye, like with its empty eye sockets, and it's like food, a rush, anything.
Yeah, I think I have I have specific like offering food. Like there are these little kind of like little pressed cakes and things like that like keep a long time. And I like take out one of those and I just like place it in the mouth.
Yeah, and it like does some weird imitation of eating that it can do without having a working tongue or throat. Which is not pleasant.
Gross.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
And yeah, and you see it like rest a little, and then it's like, yeah, like as if it's a little bit like, yeah, it's got a moment now.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, and I think again, like I've made a point of sort of doing this like off to the side, or like taken at least some measures to try not to be seen by the others. And I've probably explained to them that I'm going to go and do this, and please don't follow me. And I say to it, and I think there's like a word that like would be in like my own language, or like an honorific that kind of means ghost, but isn't so A, isn't quite so like dismissive, and B, it's like this. There's something about this word that means that when you call a ghost this, it will sound like an honorific, but it doesn't it doesn't necessarily always clue on the ghost to the fact that they're dead, because sometimes they don't know that. So like it has to be like something that you can call it that like it won't.
Revered ancestor.
Yeah.
Yes, ancestor is good.
Yeah, revered elder.
Elder is good. Yeah. I think it's some like I don't think there's a direct translation, but like I think ancestor is the closest thing.
It'll be a Confucian term.
Yeah. So yeah, I say like revered ancestor. I'm looking for some things in this swamp. Someone who is close to death, and someone who has very strong magic. Have you seen either of these things?
I think it chuckles a little. It's like, you are close to death. If you try to walk these woods without the guardian, without their guardian to guide you.
Whose guardian? What guardian?
It's like, I have not seen them. I have no knowledge of their faiths or what they are like. I was told that before I enter the forest, before I enter the woods, that I should bring them some. That I should surrender and offer to them some item of great emotional importance to me, and I could not think of such a thing. I am a simple man. I thought to myself, it is a forest I will walk through.
How are you supposed to find this guardian to give the offering?
It's like, he like looks at you like, you know this. He's like, because like I think he knows he's dead.
Okay. Yep.
But he's like, yeah, I think he knows he's dead, and I think he's like looks at you like you're an idiot. Like gives you that like.
Yeah. So I say like. Yeah. So I say like. Okay. So. I think I said to him, I kind of like quirk an eyebrow, and I'm like, oh, so that's how you were going to do it.
And he's like, I think he says, I tried to cross on my own. I thought to myself, something that contains a memory. I have no such things. I'm a mercantile man. If I cannot pay a guide, I will find my own way.
Thank you. We'll find this guardian. Can I ask you another question?
It's like, he's like, for another, it's like, can you feed me again?
Yes.
Yes. And for this question, I will make you a deal, if you'd like.
It's like, yeah, and it nods. It's listening.
Can you tell me? You said you're a merchant.
It's like, yes.
Who is old and rich near here?
He says, few are rich near here. Anyone with a fortune, anyone with a fortune ventures into the mountain and either returns broken and desolate, or not at all.
People with fortunes venture into the mountains.
He's like, I'm a trader. I wander far and wide, but these are the stories of the town nearby.
Interesting. Is there something that you would ask of me, a favor that you cannot do for yourself anymore?
He's like, he's like, I cannot escape. I cannot return to the heaven and to the arcana and to the fountain because my hunger binds me here. I spent so long drinking the water and struggling to get free, but never any food.
Do I? Yeah, I think I just say.
I think he says, cut out my stomach, burn the rest of me, but do not send my stomach with me into the next life.
Okay. You can do that.
Okay, what are you burning? Like, where are you getting wood for burning?
Yeah, good question. I think like it should be possible to climb like up one of the, presume there are dead trees. This is a marsh. If I climb up a dead tree or ask someone to help, then presumably the sort of top branches might be dry.
If you're gonna, the point I think I'm making is that it'll take you the rest of the day to finish.
Yeah, well, we were gonna set up camp, so.
Yep. So you can do that to build the pyre. Yep.
So I think I ask like the help of maybe like any of the others really, because I'm still like really out of breath. And so I come back to the group, and I've like finished. I've done everything that I can do to prepare the body for burning, and I've like taken out the stomach and like buried it nearby, with another like offering cake. And then I've like prepared the body as best I can, and I come back to the group, and I say. The revered ancestor gave me some information. It might be what we're looking for, but I'm not sure. They said...
it was a man, if that...
Okay. He said there is a guardian in this marsh who can be called in the way that I call them, and given a sacrifice or an offering for safe passage. I wonder if this might be the magic that Raindrop felt. A guardian would be something big and powerful, probably. We could try to call it and speak to it.
Do you know what kind of sacrifices or offerings they prefer?
Yes. Sorry, I just had to remember. Yes, he said we should offer it something with a lot of memory attached or emotional weight, something treasured. Also, he said something else, which was interesting, and I like looked to Raindrop. And I say,
Raindrop's not in the scene.
Oh, you're not back at camp by this point? I've been like busy for like an hour.
I think I'm still staring at my reflection.
Okay, in which case I'm like, I think I'll go and find Raindrop to explain this part. So I like literally go and find you, and I'm
So
like,
in the intervening time, Ash, I would like to roll Sixth Sense. Because I have been, it may appear that I have been in a bird-like fugue staring at my own reflection, entranced in how magnificent I look in my robes. And yes, perhaps every few minutes or so I did get distracted by the sight. But also I was looking at the water. And what kind of weird magic shit was in the water. Because I'm a very clever bird.
Yep.
And I know that spooky shit lives in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I read a book about it once.
I mean, definitely. Spooky shit always lives in the water.
I got a 14.
Cool.
I think that's all you've rolled for swords today.
Yep.
Nailing it.
14 is my lucky number.
Last week it was 13.
Actually, yeah. Now I've got it. Now that means next week it'll be 15. No, now I'm really curious. What is the 14th? It's temperance.
Hey.
Hey, that's nice.
So you want to know about like what weird stuff is in the?
What magic is in the water?
Yeah.
I smell it in the earth. I taste it in the water.
Do you?
It's like some Galadriel
fucking
shit.
gross. It's so disgusting. It's
bad magic.
Full of it's just so full of like death, rot, stagnation. That which has not broken down.
And is it like yin that I would expect to be this way and that like is meant to be this way and will inevitably give way? Or is it like some kind of weird like Mara befoulment that is like against the natural order?
There is something. I mean, this is against the natural order in some way.
Yeah, there's something wrong about this.
I think the thing is that it's actually like a yang thing, right? Like there's actually this weird thing where it's like, to me always, I think the thing is that it like when you taste it on your tongue or whatever, it's base, right? Not acidic. It's
so it's like yang turned against its nature and forced to be stagnant. Which
exactly
like,
that.
Fuck, no wonder, right? Like, no, that's some bad. Raindrop knows their shit. That's some bad fucking shit right there.
This whole swamp is that.
That's no good.
I'm gonna go back to the mountains now.
Do I know of anything that would lead to?
There should
like
be
this kind
there
of
should
shit
be
on a large scale?
like there should be more bugs here. There should be more yin. There should be more breaking down. There should be more, right?
Do I know? Do I have any idea what
the scent of rot that you're smelling is? The little bit of rot that is being allowed to happen over so much that could be rotting.
Yeah. Do I have any sense or any like knowledge that gives me an indication of like the kind of thing that could do something this like massive? This is like some like big scale magic right here. Like is this the kind of thing where like we're looking at like the curse of a god or like
not quite
terrible Mara based blasphemy or like
Mara based blasphemy would do it. So would like
death of a god?
Nah, that's too big. It's not that. It's not
That's
that.
too-
Like
I
it's
mean,
not
but,
that
like,
big.
Depends on the scale of the god, right?
Yeah, I know, totally.
is what it is.
But like,
Yeah.
The question is like, what are we referring?
So like,
to?
so like the god of the swamp is not dead, because that
No.
wouldn't. Yeah, like it's too small for that.
No.
But it's probably too big for a mortal wizard.
Yeah, it's
Which
definitely
means
it's
that
definitely
we're
too big.
somewhere in between that scale of seriousness.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I can work with that.
Sounds like Mara to me.
Yeah, which sounds like some Mara bullshit. Sunan, what bullshit Mara rights have you been doing?
Anyway,
And this is the point where Sunan finds Raindrop.
do we want to break and come back for that scene?
That works for me.
Cool. All right, we'll be back in a minute, Chad.